Hello again, 3DMJers, continuing our series of Q&As on my videos that I posted up on gaining strength while cutting. We're going to go over the questions here that are posted on the video balance and execution. Okay. Before I get started again, thank you so much for all your guys' support and your really kind comments. I really appreciate those, and I think it's kind of feeding fuel to my fire, so to speak, that I'm actually wanting and enjoying, doing these. So first of all, on this particular video, we've got a question here. Brian Boxing, Brad, are you eating 250 grams of protein each day as an average? Isn't that a bit much? And then there's a response there. It just to eat less carbs, even though the extra protein turns into glucose anyways, which is usually the case. It helps some people with satiation while dieting. Now, if you watch the other video that I posted on nutrition and diet periodization, I actually outlined my blood levels. And an average of 240 to 250 grams a day, all of my blood work is normal. So everything from my liver function test to the amount of urea that's in my blood, okay, all of that stuff, total protein, is all upper levels of normal, okay. So really 250 grams is not that high, for me. We're all different. And then like HD Punk 2000 puts, I get a lot of volume through like fat-free, protein-rich sources. I'll eat an entire container of Greek yogurt. Right there's 96 grams of protein. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll have that for dessert after having like some chicken and some low-carb tortillas, with fat-free cheese in it, or like I'll make like a chili dog, out of Hebrew National hot dogs and a little bit of chili and a low-carb wrap. Okay, protein is very satiating. It's very satiating, and I find that I am less hungry when I take in that quantity of protein. And then the other thing I want to make sure and point out is that we do have some research that shows that higher protein diets tend to help people rebound out of a diet. And to be honest with you, a lot of my protein intake is just kind of left over from numbers from when I went through my recovery diet in 2012. Because my protein was higher, I found that I was able to diet on much lower numbers and not feel quite so hungry, which helps with compliance issues. So it's just kind of left over from that. And, because my numbers were so low, I just left the protein alone. I just left it at 250 grams. That was kind of where I was anyway. And I found that I was able to adhere to my recovery diet a little bit better. So I'll put that study down there in the description box for you guys. I'll put the little, citation there, so you can look at that study and see how, basically just kind of regular people responded better, and they were able to regain less weight with that protein number a little bit higher. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question there. Man, I love how meticulous you are. Even when you misspeak, you go back and fix the annotations. And by all means, if you guys hear that I have misspoken and I didn't catch it, which I a lot of times do, let me know. Put it in there, and I'll go in there and put that annotation up. Okay, because you can do that at any time. Love watching your videos over here in Germany. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. And I know that I sound like the teacher on South Park because of all the times that I say okay. And I just have a problem, I guess, with pauses in my speech. But thank you for pointing that out. If I could edit it out, I would, but I'm not real tech savvy, and likewise I try to keep my efficiency up in creating these videos. Okay, now here's a question I want to get. I'm currently cutting for a show, which is in 8 weeks. I see that you're using IF, intermittent fasting, for cutting. I've used this a lot before, but to fit in my schedule, I train with my weight sessions at 6:30 a.m., 6:30 in the morning. Just wondered if you ever train at this time on IF, and if so, do you just use BCAA until you break your fast later in the day? Okay. I've learned a lot about training using IF. There was a long period of time between like the years of 2009 and 2012 that I could not train fasted. My workouts were just dismal when I trained fasted. However, I've kind of found a few strategies that work for me, and maybe this will help you. Sometimes I work nights here at the hospital. I get up at 3:30 in the morning, so I'm a night owl. And a lot of times I sleep until 11:30, sometimes as late as noon. I'll get up and I just love coffee, and I'll have coffee with creamer first cup of coffee, and it's a big cup of coffee, don't get me wrong. Work away, work away, work away, another cup of coffee, work away, work away. I got a big jug, I'll put my 2 scoops of branched-chain amino acids in there, and I'll be drinking that water. Sometimes when I get up at 11:30, I will actually train at like 4 in the afternoon. Get all my training done, not even feel hungry, and then have a post-workout meal, okay? Now, is that very advantageous? Heck, I don't know, but it works. And my workouts are usually pretty darn good. I'm not hungry at all. And then again, like I told you guys in my balance and execution video, I can take the same amount of calories, 2250 if I'm cutting, 2750 if I'm on maintenance, and I can cram that full amount into this much time. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. I think a lot of times what's overlooked is the importance of water and just having something to keep the body kind of working as you're doing your session there. So hopefully that answers your question. 3MJ is one of the best YouTube channels. Thank you guys for not doing the WWE drama. I'm just regular dudes. I'm a dad with a regular job. So now there was another good question here. I want to make sure again. The explanation of borrowing was really good. I sometimes eat like 1,000 calories before huge social events like weddings and so on, and just feel free then. Great series here. So one thing that, I a lot of times doing that, I think I alluded in my balance and execution, is when you have a big wedding to go to or some sort of an event, kind of use that approach that I just told you. Fast. Have some coffee with creamer or fat-free milk. Have some branched-chain amino acids. And then, it's certainly not advantageous. You don't want to do it all the time. Go to a wedding and then I basically try to fit my entire 2,250 calories, in that one meal. But on the occasion that it happens once a month or once every couple of months, it's certainly not going to hurt you any. And there again, you kind of, I guess for lack of a better term, quote unquote, binged. But at the same time, your binge fit in your calories was darn close to it. So I don't think you want to do that all the time. But that's another way that you can kind of plan ahead and still comply and stick to your program over the long term, which is, again, the important part. Okay, guys, that's all the questions on here. So again, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the support. Thank you for just the kindness. I really, really appreciate that. And again, that's one of the reasons why I seem to have caught fire and really putting these out, because I'm enjoying doing them and I'm enjoying reading your guys' questions and your comments. Thank you again. So I'll leave it there, and until next time.